Welcome to the Nicole Small Show, where we give you straight talk with no chaser. Here, we discuss issues from the White House to your house. And now, here's your host, Nicole Small.
Oh, there we go. Good morning, everybody. Sorry about being late. I had to finish sending a proposal that we worked on yesterday in the community group so we could get it over to the city clerk and we can get it to city council and whoever gonna see it in the, what do you call that? The mayor's office, yeah, that department. First and foremost, thank you all so much for showing up in person and virtually on Zoom yesterday to our meeting where we were discussing having a proposal to ensure that Detroiters actually get some benefits out of these ARPA funds, these American Rescue Plan dollars. I did share a one pager, which why don't I have that in my hand? I just want Detroiters, y'all gotta realize like all of this stuff is by design. So I made a one pager front and back that outlined how the city really wants to spend the money as a comparison to this bull that they've been feeding us in these meetings. And let me tell you, do you know I took a presentation that was 100 and some odd slides and got all of the information about how they want to spend the money, the actual numbers, right? Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, are the actual numbers of how they want to spend the money, and put that into a one-page document front and back. The part where I think that you should really be insulted is how they try to overwhelm you with information so they could discourage you from actually delving into the details and having a real voice, right, in this process. I mean, 100 and something slides. So this is what I'm talking about all of these actors and all of these presentations, and how they just layered not only with bureaucracy, but the other B, which is BS. That's all they do. They layer everything they have with a bunch of bureaucracy and BS. And you should be tired of it. Like, this is serious. This is a lot of money that we have on the table. So again, thank you all for showing up. And I think that, it really showed a clear picture of how they don't mean us any good. It's just sad to say that we have people in leadership, they really don't mean us any good. They don't want to advance our quality of life, as a community, which is very dangerous to have people in those positions, to pay people to misrepresent your interests, because that's what we're doing. So this is where we are today. We have a proposal. I just need to send it over to one more person to make sure that we've captured what we want. So it will be posted today on Facebook. I'll be sending it out to the community leaders so they can distribute it to their membership and getting it to some other people. So you'll see that today. It is basically done. I just want one more set of eyes to take a look at it. Let me actually read to you. Did I do that? Yeah, I did. Okay, so here's what we came up with. We have some money allocated for home repair grant money. I don't know if some of you remember last week in Committee of the Whole, if you were on call or you remember me talking to you about how they only wanted to allocate $20 million. Then they said, well, $30 million to home repair grant funding. Why? Why would we only give $30 million across this city for home repair grant? Well, maybe we'll have to put some of the money, in loans. No. Now, according to the deputy CFO, she claims that we only can have a cap. We might have a cap on how much home repair grant money that we can have. I don't know. I don't recall seeing that. So that's another thing that I need someone to look into. Where does it say that it could be a cap on home repair loans? Why is there always a cap on what we need? But it's always unlimited money on what they need for contracting and bringing in other people. And so we have to pay attention to that part as well. We talk about supporting businesses, supporting neighborhoods in a very meaningful way. There are some things that we've been promised for years and years and years. And damn it, all we get is streetscapes and bike lanes for people to drive their cars down. And this is another thing. You people who fall for those bike lanes, I'm really confused, and I'm sincere when I say this. Did you actually ask for bike lanes that were big enough for people to drive their cars down? Or did you just ask for bike lanes and you assume that these folks would have enough common sense to give you what's actually adequate for just a bike? Because I always wonder that, like, did you ask for these bike lanes that people are driving down? That's how big they are. Because I don't believe that you did, but I don't know. I just don't recall anybody in the meetings that I was in asking for bike lanes to be able to big enough for you to drive your car down. So then the next part is how do we push this? So this is where we need people to show up today at 3:00 at the Manugian Mansion. The press release is already going out. We are holding a press conference so the public also knows that we have come together, and hopefully this will get other community organizations to take a look at this proposal so they could give us some input. But here's the key. We don't want the city to dismiss our proposal like they did the one for being overtaxed. They need to take this seriously. They really need to take this seriously, but it's going to have to be a multi-pronged approach. So tomorrow at City Council, they're supposed to vote on whether or not they will vote up to approve the amendments submitted by the city of Detroit, which is the mayor's office, right? The administration, or they will vote it down. They need to vote it down. That's what we have to ask for. Listen, there is no, oh, well, we could take this money and reallocate it somewhere else. They were very clear in their instructions last week to City Council, who spent more than an hour going back and forth about what to do with the proposal. The City Council has to either vote it up or down. We need them to vote it down, okay, first and foremost. And then we also need them to take into consideration to put on the agenda the proposal that we have come up with as citizens of Detroit, concerned citizens of Detroit. And if there's any residents who don't support this, well, I don't know what you want. If you want the one from the mayor, then something wrong with you. And all of you whose homes have flooded, I can't stress it enough. You know how they say you should be tired of this? Well, you should be tired of this that they got floating around in your house. I don't know what else it's going to take. Some of you haven't even paid for the furniture that you had to buy to replace from the last flood. Now, are you just going to keep tolerating this? Are you going to let them sell you this bill of goods? They got Gary Brown out here just talking to you like you're idiots. And where's the mayor? Where, you know what? This is what we're about to do. Let's check to see if the mayor has made another announcement. Let's go to the page. Because, you know, I had to post on Saturday. Wasn't nothing on his page. We didn't hear from him until after 12 o'clock. And we tagged him in it. Let's see. What's on his page? Mayor Mike Duggan. Now, today is Monday, ladies and gentlemen. And it's 8:17 a.m. The flooding began Friday in the evening. Now, the weather report said that we were going to get heavy rain and that there was a flood warning. But did your city administration and your mayor become proactive and start working with the county and everything to start shutting down some of the freeways so people didn't get stuck? Because they knew that they wasn't going to open up the drains. You know, that just would be way too much like right to open up the drains. And now here's their excuses. Well, we didn't expect this much rain. So this is what happened when you get a police officer, you know what I mean, to run a water department. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just telling you, they feeding you a bunch of goods. One day ago, this is what's on the mayor's website. Y'all listen up. Our city has experienced extraordinary rainfall of nearly 6 inches in 24 hours. What you mean, our city? Was this just in Detroit? Did Mother Nature just send this rain to just Detroit? Or did all of us get it? But here's the difference. Everybody else wasn't flooded like we were. I'm just saying. That's just the point. Even on the freeway, it wasn't all up and down 96 for the most part, like it was here. Because we don't open up the drains, and they claim all of the pumping stations not working. Now, I'm hearing conflicting information about that. I believe it's just certain drains that they don't open up, which would make sense because that's how they do it. Okay, moving on. Far beyond the capacity of Southeast Michigan's stormwater system, and the forecast calls for the rains to continue. Oh, no stuff, Sherlock. The rain gonna continue. They've been saying that the rain was gonna continue since last week. You know, you can go on Detroit weather and look at the 10-day forecast. It might not always be accurate. The closer you get to the day, it might change. One thing we did know was that rain was coming on Friday. That's what we did know. It says city water, roads, and police and fire staff are working around the clock to help those in need and to ease flooding conditions as quickly as possible. We are immediately bringing in additional equipment to address areas of street flooding, particularly in the Jefferson, Chalmers, and other areas acutely hit. Oh, yeah. Jefferson, Chalmers. I just really wish that y'all would really get sick and tired of being sick and tired. But it's not just them. Those of you over there in those villages should be pissed off to pistivity. Pissed off to pistivity. That's what you should be. But how's that going to show up? You just going to complain on Facebook and next door? Is that what you're going to do? That's why you get what you get. It's only a few of them over there who ready to raise the roof. And you should be. I'm saying, you should be tired of this sugar honey iced tea because you got sugar honey iced tea floating in your house. That's not enough for you to say no more. I just want to know. Just asking. It's up to you. Even before the rain stopped, the city law department began preparing our request to FEMA. Now, he a lie from the pit. How is it that even before the rain stopped, the rain didn't stop until Saturday? We didn't even hear from you until after 12. And I posted a post, tagged this page in it, so the mayor and his minions would know well over an hour before he even responded. So if y'all was working on this in the wee hours of the morning on Saturday morning, why didn't we hear? And where is your press conference? This is what I'm looking for. Like, where is the press conference? Oh, you had a press conference about the little boy who's 2 years old who was killed, which was an absolute tragedy. You had that 4 days ago. Because I do talk about how when kids getting killed and stuff, where the hell is the mayor? And the only reason why you had this press conference is because so many activists were showing up, and it was a huge turnout at Mumford High School for a balloon release party. So you using this for optics. You know what? Can't nobody tell me why they supporting this is pathetic. I'm sorry. This ain't no agree to disagree. I'd rather you not even vote for anybody for mayor before you vote for him. Look at this. Look at this. We haven't heard anything. And it's not no natural disaster that happened this weekend. This is a man-made disaster. You know why? Because of the neglect and the disregard for the quality of life for Detroiters. It probably took him a good minute to come in from Northville or wherever, Novi, where he was at, to get here. Because the roads wasn't as bad out there as they were here. And then, you know, he couldn't get on 96 or 275. I don't know. Was 275 flooded? Or maybe he took 8 Mile Haggerty. I don't know. But I'm just saying, this is just absolutely unacceptable. And I wish y'all would have the same energy that you have for Black leadership. If there was a Black leader, Black mayor, you would not tolerate this. You would be all over it. You wouldn't allow that person not to live in a Manugian mansion where we pay our tax dollars. You just wouldn't have it. You wouldn't have it. And this lack of response, is totally unacceptable. We are never prepared for anything. We wasn't prepared for having hepatitis A, that epidemic. We weren't prepared for the pandemic. And what I mean by that is we didn't have a fully functioning health department to even be responsive to the needs to Detroiters at all. At all. And so now we keep getting flooding year after year after year, and we not prepared for that either. But you think that this is good leadership? What is wrong with you? How low can your standards be? And I want to point something else out to you. You better start thinking about what this is going to do to our children and the quality of health to our residents. You got feces floating around in people's houses. Think about that. Coming all the way up the basement steps, 3 feet or more. Think about that. And all of that is in the air. That's all up your walls, everything. Then you got to throw the stuff out. So people breathing that stuff in. But does that matter to you? That we have to have children and residents, period. Women, children, seniors, brothers, sisters, everything. Living in that type of squabble. And it could have been prevented, though. That's the point I really want you to understand. There were precautions that should have been taken to prevent such a disastrous impact. But they weren't. Because like I told you, instead of replacing them sticks on the ground for bike lanes, they want to, instead of replacing your pipes, you want to replace some sticks on the ground for bike lanes because they get knocked over. That's the type of leadership you have. And you have a city council that continues to support it. What I am telling you is there are so many things that are being done, even if it's just by sheer neglect, to compromise your quality of life and your health. This is more than just losing your furniture. Look at the overall picture and the impact. People have feces floating all in their house. Again, do you know what type of process that requires to really disinfect your house? And that's all in the air. We can't do any better than that. And y'all gonna let them bring you some sandbags. I told you, you need to sandbag that joker on up out of office is what you need to do. And you gonna let him come and tell you, well, we didn't expect this much rain and everything in the meeting. But what you gonna say to your city council? See, this is another reason why city council, if they support this proposed amendment, this budget from the mayor's office, which talks about holding on to 400 and something million, half of the money, right? Holding on to it to prevent further layoffs or anything. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. How are you going to sit up here and hold on to some money you claim just in case so you don't have to lay somebody else off? You know what you do? You manage that budget. You don't take dollars out of the pockets of the people for that. This money is supposed to go to us in the neighborhood. You don't talk about $50 million to a Joe Louis Greenway. Neighborhood restoration, in their opinion, is tearing down garages and trimming trees. Cutting down dead trees, excuse me, not even trimming trees. That's what neighborhood restoration is. See, y'all hear these words, but you don't read what they're really saying that it means. Christine, you know what? Tristan, go to Tristan Taylor's page and see if there's a flyer for today's protest. It's at the Manugian Mansion at 3. I was working on the proposal to submit to council. Let me see. You know what? I don't see that he said he posted it last night. Okay, we need it. I can't do it right now, but I'll put something out on Okay, I'll put something out. Thank you for that. I didn't realize that the flyer wasn't out. I didn't realize that. But I want you to just think about city council's role in this. You know, I had called in to a radio show yesterday, and Anthony Adams was on along with the leader of the Black Slate, and you know they have endorsed Anthony Adams for mayor, and I think that that's a good thing for them not to endorse Duggan. That's just where I'm just not to endorse Duggan. That works for me for so many reasons, right? It's this type of failed leadership. It's this lack of regard for our quality of life as Detroiters. And before I go back into where I'm going with this statement, you know, I keep saying this. We have white suburban people who are moving into this city, and we don't see a lot of you, not all, but we don't see a lot of you showing up with that same energy and standards that you had in the suburbs. Where are you? You would not tolerate this in the city where you came from. You just wouldn't. You would not tolerate. We need you to show up here. Stop fighting us in the neighborhood about how you want a bike lane or how you gonna have an organization to tell Detroiters how you can save their life. We need you to show up with that same energy and tell that leprechaun and them sabotaging six that they need to do their job. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy. That's what we need you to do. See, be involved like her. That's what we need. We need you to stand up and to push back, not to be silent and say, oh, it's a great job that this leadership is doing. That's pathetic. But let me tell you what I said yesterday on the show. So it just so happened someone had just called in right before me, and it's Chester, and he said, listen, he said, that's great that y'all supporting Anthony Adams. He said, you know, I support him too. He said, but what about the rest of the city council? He said, how you think you're going to support him, and then you going to support the city council people who are the problem? He was like, this doesn't help us. And that's kind of like what my comments were going to be too. So I came on there. I said, listen, I said, I agree with him. I said, it's like, you know, if you're unfortunate enough to get cancer, right? When the doctor talks to you and they talk about you going through chemo, radiation, or both, it's to kill the entire cancer for a reason, because they know the chances of not killing all of the cancer is going to negatively impact your quality of life. It's going to, the same problem may exist. That's the whole point. When are we going to kill the whole cancer? Do we really want a new mayor who's going to have a majority of council who's still going to be influenced by Duggan? See, this is what I don't think that people understand. If you don't get rid of both, right, the majority of city council and Duggan doesn't care, because he doesn't even need that money. He probably will be pissed to lose the mayoral seat. That might last for 5 seconds, because all he's going to do is go right into plan B and make sure that he still controls as many council members as he can, which will still have the same outcomes. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you cannot just be focused on one thing. Like, we have to look at the whole picture. You got to remove the whole tumor or kill all the cancer. And I'm telling you, this is what's happening with leadership. They are killing us. This is what you have to do. They are no good. They rotten to the core and all the way down to the bone. You know why? Because you have leadership that, since we're getting almost $1 billion in this city, Scott Benson, who has the nerve to say about how we need to get over it and open up some of these contracts with these American Rescue Plan dollars to people who are non-Detroiters. You had a city council person. You know what? If it was me, I'd run on that. I'd run on that. You got a council person telling people that these federal dollars that we have and we need to get over whatever's in the past. You know, I'm going to bring that. I'm going to find that statement so I could play it for you, because you know what? I don't want to misquote him. But that's basically what he said. Like literally, he said that we need to open up some of this money for contracts for non-Detroiters. He did say that part. He said that, but I'm gonna frame it in its proper context. So we're gonna make sure we quote him, and I'm gonna play that on this show tomorrow. Yeah, the soundbite is on the city's website. If you go to the committee of the whole meeting, that was Tuesday afternoon. It was Tuesday afternoon, Virginia. And this is the type of leadership we have. You have to unmitigate a guard and make a statement like that. Interesting. And then the city, Mayor Gary Brown gave out a number for the flooding, and the number didn't work. This is how they treat you, and the number didn't work. Again, I just told you, it says one day ago on Mike Duggan's page, it was one day ago that he said something. A whole day ago. Shouldn't the mayor and city council be pushing for a rapid response? And shouldn't it be consistent? People still clean. Elena says she's still cleaning out her house. What about that? She's still cleaning out her house. There's several other people. Like your entire basement flooded. You have people who have years of stuff, and some of them are doing it by themselves. And I want you to think about something. Think about how many women and single people we have doing all of this work by themselves. Where is the rapid response team that could go in and help people get some of this stuff out of their basement? Where they at? Are they in Novi too? Nobody cares. And then they want you to go online and fill out a claim form, but they know you really don't have a lot of time right now to fill out that claim form because you're cleaning out out your basement, and you trying to get that smell out your house. And then you got to do such a deep cleaning. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of work. Oh, what you saying, the list? Oh, the mayor in Inkster gave out his personal number. Oh, well, now you know we're not going to get that around here. Gary Brown not going to give out his number, but it doesn't matter because you're giving out a number that don't work. And y'all going to reelect him? This makes no sense. This isn't an isolated incident either. This could have been prevented because it's been happening. And this mayor can't say, oh, I didn't know anything about it. We got an article from 2014. And we've had several floods since then. Several. And you don't even have over there in District 4 a council person who's going to rake him over the coals. See, this is what I need you guys to make sure the city council understands. Come tomorrow. If they even think about giving this mayor some damn money, he don't even do what he's supposed to do with it. All of them need to go. Anybody who supports it. They need to go now. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Councilwoman Lopez was adamant about saying that they should prolong this vote for 2 weeks and make sure that the people really have an opportunity to digest how this money is going to be used. And I agree, because I'm telling you, that one pager that I put together for y'all yesterday, front and back, it was 104 slides. It was unnecessary pictures of the mayor and Black folks he done had take pictures with in the community. See, you new white people from the suburbs, I don't just be talking about y'all. I talk about these Black folks who've been here too, who are part of the problem. I just need you white folks from the suburbs because they value you so much. See, they like y'all. And they really don't want to disappoint you. The majority of leadership at the mayor's level and at the city council, they don't want to disappoint you. They just think we a bunch of hell raisers and we don't deserve any better. But if y'all would stand up and become very vocal about these injustices in this city, they might do something without us having to push so hard, because we're going to push to make them do something. But that's how we need y'all to show up. Some of you do, but not enough. I'm just being honest, not enough. You just want to sit in your bubble. And then you'll tell us behind the scenes, You're right, I agree with you, but you won't stand up and do anything. And just like some of you black people, I done told you before, listen here, cowardly lions, don't find your voice with me. Don't come telling me about how I should act and what I should and I shouldn't say when you haven't said a damn word to this mayor or to this lackluster, pathetic city council about their failed leadership and how it's harming the lives of our people. See, if you would step up, then I might shut up. I might. I wouldn't have as much to say. So don't come finding your voice with me or the other people who are on the front line saying that this isn't right and we tired of it. But that's how you want to do because you're weak. You think you can pick on somebody else who's actually trying to do some meaningful work to change this stuff around. You don't have to like any of us. We don't care. We don't like you either for the most part. Most of us don't even respect you because you're pathetic. And that's the truth. We got so many black men who want to have so much to say about black women who have a voice. But you don't say anything. You don't say anything about how you got people old enough. Listen, you a senior citizen yourself, and you got people old enough to be your mama over there with a house full of shit floating in it. And you don't say anything. You still not going to say nothing about this mayor or the city council. Do nothing for you. Because they don't do nothing for you to speak up when they don't have access to water, when they being pushed out of their house. None of that matters to you, but you think you can find your voice with me and others. It won't work here. And you always telling some black woman, especially these younger black sisters, you think you could tell them to be quiet and means and everything. Why don't you speak up? You always trying to shut somebody down. This is why they come into our city to be elected and they do nothing. Now I hear, and Elena, you need to get on your job after you finish cleaning up. I hear, word on the street, ML Elric submitted a proposal about how to use the money. I hear ML Elric submitted a proposal and he's asking the people in his community to support it on how to use these American Rescue Plan dollars. Now, are we going to have a battle? Are we going to have a battle? That's all I want to know. So we have our proposal. And we're having a press conference today at 3 p.m. at the Manugian Mansion, demanding that the city council opposes this proposal from the mayor's administration. And one of the main reasons is because it does nothing for us. You guys have to see this. It does nothing for us. It takes this money and actually allows the city just to hold on to it for things that probably will never happen, for responsibilities that should have already been taken care of. And I'm telling you, it's dangerous. We'll never get this much money. And see, they keep throwing this $426 or $413 million in your face because they want to take the other 400 and something and they want to keep it for themselves. So listen to this. They want to take the 413 million and claim that they got all these administrative costs and things that they need to hold on to the money for. So the remaining 413 million, then they want to tell us how to use it on bike lanes and streetscapes and extending the river walk and all this and tearing down garages and dead trees. I thought that's what you had demolition money for. The forestry department only is going to come to cut down your tree if it's dead right now anyway, right? So nope, not giving you no more money for that. I thought these dilapidated garages were supposed to be torn down with the demolition money. What are we talking about? How stupid do you think that we are? They're not talking about redoing sidewalks or any of this other stuff. And we did want to put money into better lighting. But Anthony Adams brought up a good point. If we invest in the lighting in our communities, we would actually be investing into a pot of money for an authority, because don't forget, we don't have a lighting department anymore. We have a public lighting authority, and none of us wanted to do that because we sick of these authorities anyway. So y'all, we need to figure out how can we push the city to install better lighting throughout our neighborhoods. But I agree with it. But everyone, no one else opposed it. Like once he reminded us of that it's the PLA, the Public Lighting Authority, who controls the lighting. So we're not gonna give them any money because they shouldn't be an authority. We want our city lighting department back. We're city workers doing the work. So I agree with that. So I know that was something that I had been talking about. But once that was brought to light, we all agreed, like, no, we are not giving them any money. But we still have home repair, sidewalks, the community land trust is in there in our proposal. It already exists, the community land trust, and that helps us to preserve more land that we have access to as citizens of Detroit. So they only needed a few more million. The libraries are in there. Small businesses, we definitely gave them a increase in funding to our small businesses, and we want to be very specific about which small businesses actually benefit. You know why? And let me see. I think that's it. We did some good things. We were able to get some work done, but again, ML Eric, they say that he submitted a proposal. So I want to see it. So if anybody sees it, if you live in District 4 and you've seen it, I can't speak to it because I haven't read it. Or if anybody sees it on Facebook, please send it to me, post it or something and tag me in it. I do want to read it. But we have our own. And so I hope you guys come out today at 3 o'clock. But I can't stress enough, here's the goal. I know Council President is having a meeting today for a couple of different districts. So today at 5 o'clock, she's having a meeting. So those of us who can get on that call, let's get on that call. Let her know we need them to vote this proposal down from this amended resolution from the city council, because it does not secure the interest of the people. And there are a lot of questionable line items in it. And again, the reason why I'm saying that is because they can either say yes to the entire amendment or no to the entire amendment. There is no removing certain line items out of there. And then we'll come in with ours, and whatever is left from ours after they give us what we want, then if they can go and fill in some of the other gaps. I know that they have some debt to pay off, but even with ours, they still have enough money to pay off the debt from last year, right? They still have some money to invest in some of the other areas. But really and truly, this money was not sent here for them to have a cushion. That's not what this money was sent here for, because all they're going to do is go hire some more consultants, they friends and family, to do a whole bunch of nothing, to come and feed us a bunch of bull crap in our community meetings. No. Why don't you go raise money for that? From the go get you some philanthropic dollars for that, Duggan, since you want to tell the Charter Commission for us to go raise some money. You always trying to put us on a damn begging system. That's another thing I'm sick of too. Why we always got to go beg somebody for something when we got the money sitting right here anyway? It's our money. It's not yours. And that's the same to city council as well. This whole attitude as if we asking him to pull something out of his bank account, we need to stop this right now. Detroiters, you need to start acting like you understand whose money that is. These people are only supposed to be elected to manage the dollars, but it's supposed to be in your best interest. And that's what's not happening. And another thing, the reason why I really like this approach to us having a proposal, because we have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. So, you know, we can raise all kind of sand about the inequities and the injustices that are intentionally being done to us, but it's great to have some things in writing. And so we have it in writing. You know, if there, I know someone, Jerry Goldberg was talking about, we need some help centers in every community. But my thing is, it costs to create a help center in every community, and then it won't last. We need to use these dollars where it's actually going to be a long-standing solution. right? And we already have some people who are doing that with the poverty tax exemption and getting the paid stay applications and things. So there are some that exist. The city should be creating some help centers with the money instead of creating centers to just help the mayor. That's what I think. So remember again, today at 3 o'clock at the Manugian Mansion, we are having a press conference. Is it supposed to rain? I didn't check the weather. Yep, it's supposed to rain at 2 or 3. We're gonna see if it actually happens. Oh, but they say most of the rain, the biggest chance is tonight. Uh-oh, wait a minute, y'all. Oh, it's supposed to rain all the way up until it's a chance of rain. It looks like all the way up until 7 o'clock. So mostly from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So we'll see. So if we're able to get away with no rain, then we need to make sure that we make this press conference quick and fast. What else? So we talked about that. We're going to have a press conference as well around this flooding issue, and that'll be later on this week. So I think Thursday. Okay, so just be looking out for that. Oh, let's take a caller. Good morning. Hey, Elena.
Good morning. Hi, this is Elena Herrera calling from inundated Corktown. I have a mess in my basement. When people tell you it's really charming to live here, I would love to just show you my basement.
Wow.
But I wanted to say also, yes, it is going to rain, and please bring umbrellas. And if you can, put a message on the top of your umbrella for those helicopters that are going to go by taking our pictures.
Mm-hmm.
At 3 o'clock, please bring your umbrellas and come. I also wanted to just say that all candidates for city council should be coming to this press conference. And if they're not standing up for Proposal P, we already know that they're not the person you want to support. We have 2, maybe 3 people running in District 6. And it's, to me, I will just support the person who's standing up for Proposal P and who will stand up for the people's priorities. And I don't care who sent them or where they came from. There's people that I like, but if they won't show up, we can't support them.
Okay, I agree with that.
As far as the numbers, I called and sat on the phone for an hour with that number that the city had.
Okay.
And I made a claim with DWSD. I did make a claim. I don't know what's going to happen, but I will make it very publicly transparent to see what happens, because I lost a lot of things, and every car on our street was up to them, up above their tires in water, and so a lot of people couldn't get their cars started. So we don't even know what the damage was. In the morning, the water was down, so a lot of people didn't know that our cars had been
flooded. Yeah.
I was driving around, my car started, but it had it sounded like I was in a bathtub. And I looked in the back seat, and there was about 4 inches of water on the floor.
Now, you know what I heard? Some of the people who had filed those claims before from flooding, and I know this is more so on the east side, they still didn't even receive their money, their compensation back. And that was over a year and a half ago.
Especially in Jeff Chalmers, the people that had to put up sandbags and everything. Yeah, those people have really, their homes of generations have been destroyed by these floodwaters.
But do you think that the city is actually going to pay the claims? Because my concern is that some people didn't receive their claims from before.
We can only guess what's going to happen this time. There's a lot more people that are fighting now than there were then.
Okay. So and I mean, this flooding happened all over, because it happened on my side of town too. It wasn't as high as it was for some of the people in Southwest or on the east side in my neighborhood, but there was flooding over in my area too. So this is citywide. So I agree. I hope people unite and come together instead of saying, oh, well, it's just an act of God, let's fix it.
No, this is an act of God, and we have to fix it.
Yes.
And the other thing is, I don't have any hot water here, and I don't know how many other people don't have. I have water, but I don't have hot
water.
So I have
yeah.
to heat the water.
Because of the furnace,
my
probably.
Water tank got submerged. Yep. So there's a lot of things, a lot of further damage that's going on that you have to really pay attention to in your house. And so I want to just say that these things, in addition to whatever mortgage or rent you have to pay, there's all these things that we've lost and all the diminished capacity in the house that we live in. So I want to really remind Detroiters that we are the city of homeowners. We're the city of homeowners, and if you lost your house, we're gonna have to figure out a way to get the houses back. But we have to figure out a way to make them livable. So I'll see you at 3 o'clock, and thank you so much for
all right,
that.
thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right, yeah, 3 o'clock. Detroit Will Breathe will be a part of this. Charlevoix Village is a part of it. We Care Van Dyke. Well, let me say Russ Ballon. I don't know if he has the official support of them. We have people from all districts participated in the meeting yesterday. So this is very important. But speaking of Proposal P, I don't know if you guys can actually, you see that? Proposal P is a problem for Detroit. Public Works is at risk. You see that? I know. I hate when it does that with the, okay, there you go. Public Works is at risk. Let me see if I can scroll up. This is the part I want you to see. Now look at this. So they got a petition. Why is Proposal P a problem for you? They don't know because you don't know. You didn't even read it. So you have somebody putting this up. And how do I find out who did this? Paid for by Detroiters to protect our future. P.O. Box 21, they up there on Livernois. 21760 Detroit 48221. That's who paid for this. And they are all kind of billboards. We do have literature, but we got another piece of literature coming out from the commission. The other literature that you see is from a political action committee. We can start distributing the yard signs this week for you guys to get. We have to flood these neighborhoods with these yard signs to support Proposal P. We just have to. Yeah, I want to know how much money they spent too. And I mean, these ads just keep coming. These billboards keep coming. And they had the ads on social media. They had the t-shirts. I don't know. I think that the community group just put in for t-shirts this Saturday. I don't know if they have them. I have to check with one of the community people, Elena. Sorry, I don't know. Oh, and also Amy, great idea to bring a tent. We could do a pop-up 10 by 10 tent. That will work for today too. And people can bring their tents. The group it's paid for by Detroiters to protect our future. Well, where was this group when water was getting shut off and how people was getting overtaxed? Where was this group when they was stealing people's businesses and keeping them out of stealing their land? Where was this Detroit? Where was this Detroit to protect our future? Do y'all know? Where was this Detroit when we were talking about how they got a hepatitis A epidemic up in the city? Where was this Detroit when they had all the lead in the schools for our baby? Where was this Detroit when our baby's health was compromised? Okay, due to this poor demolition that Duggan was taking, he was bid rigging with federal dollars and public city dollars. Where was this Detroit then? Paid for by Detroiters to protect our future. I agree, Elena. Who is our? It's showing up theirs who probably being paid. And you know what? The next time we see one of these folks, we need to start asking them, have you received any compensation, money, land, any benefits from going against Proposal P? Because I just want to know. And let's see if they lie like they usually do. The Facebook page, what you say, got 3 likes and 4 followers. Y'all hear that, Virginia? It's a Facebook page, y'all, that y'all could go to as well. Public work is at risk. Proposal P jeopardizes Detroit city services by creating dozens of mandates to increase city spending by millions every year. These spending mandates mean the city either has to cut services or raise taxes or both. They such liars. Such liars. I'm just saying, you ran a whole article saying that the Charter Commission lies to Detroiters. No, who lying to whom? Let's just be honest, right? That was a nice picture of me too in that article on how they spelled my name right and claims that you know, I'm the one who's promoting overspending of city dollars. I don't ever recall that article about how Duggan was, you know, miss what do you call it, when he was overspending by giving that make the date money. Yeah, that's fiscally irresponsible. I don't recall that article where you were talking about how he claims that he wants to give away land for damn near free, and Detroit is going to get jobs, and they didn't, and the ones who did, they only had it for 6 months. I don't recall any of that. Detroit news. Oh, did y'all see in the Free Press? They of course, you know, they're going to endorse who Duggan wants, right? I already knew that going in. So Elena, you still get to support me. I told you that they were going to endorse Duggan's people, that they were going to endorse Janae and Coleman. Okay, that's just a pattern around here. I told you, so you could still endorse me, because I told you I wasn't going to get the endorsement. But this is when you know stuff goes south. Let me tell y'all real quick about this screening. So there's this guy, and I forgot his name, Brian or something. Probably, I don't know, in his 60s or something. And he was definitely a Duggan supporter who was on a screening. And he asked me about he asked me about, well, you know, you're in a charter commission. Now, mind you, I'm supposed to be screening for the city council. Mostly all the questions were about the charter commission. So, you know, this is just straight bull. So he says, you're in a charter commission, you know, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, is Proposal P going to make the ballot? I said, oh, Proposal P is already, I said, I'm really not clear. I'm asking what you're asking me. I said, Proposal P is already on the ballot, and the ballots have been printed. You should have seen the look of shock and horror on his face. So you know it all went downhill from there. But then, you know, he asks about, so I'm reading the article, and they talk about how, you know, I know a lot more about the issues than Coleman. But you know, I'm quick to throw shots at those opposing the charter, as opposed to talking about the merit of my work. Since when? So you're gonna tell me that in that I didn't educate you in that screening? You go talk about how Coleman know about water affordability. Yeah, nope, because I broke down the whole water affordability proposal for you. I talked about what we were going to do about the fire department. I explained to you in great detail how the affordable housing would work for the city of Detroit. Like, you could say a whole lot about me, and I also told you about the work of the Detroiters and all of the submissions and all of the long hours, and how people need to stop thinking that it's just the 9 commissioners who wrote these revisions, that these revisions came from work and diligence from the Detroiters. So one thing you can't say about me is that I'm not going to tell you about the work and be explicitly clear about the work that went into this revised charter. So why don't you just say that you support those two, because Duggan would rather have them than me? I already know about all the calls he done made around here. Do you know how many screening interviews I go to knowing that they going to pick Duggan's pick? You don't hurt my feelings. I'm going to go anyway, because I'm going to show up at the table, and you're going to have a better understanding of what's really going on in this city. Period. That's my mission in life. Get it? You not changing it at all. So Elena, I'm glad to know that you don't have to take my yard sign out of your yard, because I did not get the endorsement from the Free Press. And I told you that in the beginning. I told you exactly who they were going to pick before I even went to the screening. And I was right, just like I've been right about all of the other ones. I already know who Duggan has made sure, and there's a concerted effort. And it don't stop me at all. This is just the way that politics goes. My feelings are not bruised. As long as either the people gonna say yes or no, that's just how I feel. I'm sorry. That at the end of the day, they're going to say yes or no. And for those who want to say that she angry, you damn right I'm angry. I want to know why you not angry. I want to know why you not angry that they giving away all type of land, hospitals, schools. They giving away, well, the city support that whole giving away the school for the dollar too. I ain't gonna let them get away with it, because our city's administration did have something to do with that. But they give away schools, they giving away Broadhead Armory, they giving away land, they forgiving tax dollars for other people, they shutting off water, they stealing people's homes, they stealing people's businesses, they stealing land. All of this is happening to the majority of Black and brown people in the city of Detroit. Why you not mad? If you care about your people, nobody ever asked Malcolm X, why is he so angry? Nobody ever talked to Coleman Young about how he spoke and approached the decision. That's why you can't ruffle my feathers with that. You know why you didn't? Because you didn't have the courage to say that to his face. Most of you don't have the courage to say it to my face either. I think that's best. Ask Sheila Cockrell Murphy. Ask her. That's the problem. You always want to be so nice to the person with the knife to your people's throat. And if they got a knife to your people's throat, that means they got a knife to your throat. They trying to cut off our whole lifeline. But you want to sit here and you want to be nice about it while they playing you like a fool and here to destroy you. I hope this year more people understand that if they don't change leadership, real leadership, I mean, I'm not the only person who running who really want to see better for our community and will demand better. But I don't ever recall Black people telling Coleman Young when he was cussing them white folks out and L. Brooks Patterson literally on the news and everything. See, I ain't even cussed the folks out. I can though. I'm not saying that it's beneath me. I'm just saying I haven't. But you don't say nothing about that. You don't say nothing when men get upset. That's the part that I like. You only say something when it's women. You know why? Because you know 9 times out of 10 when you done pissed us off and you know we know our stuff, it's a problem. And you can't control it. That's the problem. You want to control it. Don't try to put me in the box, put yourself in that box and close all 4 sides. You'd be better off doing that because you will break before I bend. And I mean that. When it comes to talking about these issues and how our people are under attack, don't tell me how to say something. Why you not saying something? Don't tell these other people out here. We see what we see. We experience what we experience. We have tried to reason and talk to some of you. And you know what you do? You try to pacify us. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to look into it. See, that's how we started off. We started off giving you stuff and right, going to the meetings, speaking to you for 2 minutes, and, you know, telling you, like, look, this is what's going on. You know, like how I've been doing this for a long time, okay? The only reason why y'all seen me come up to the front is because that was it. You was going to take my brother's business when his rent was paid up and you did shit illegally. You got the right one on the wrong day. That's what you did. And Duggan and his crew was over there supporting Atwater Brewery when they was operating illegally. And you went through your friends in the 3rd Circuit Court and you got every judge was from Grosse Pointe to support that white man to steal my brother's business, and he was from Grosse Pointe too. And then you gonna say that you didn't take his business when we was out there protesting all of that time, and then you tried to double down and get burnt at the same time. That's where you went wrong. That's where you went wrong. I've been helping in my community. I've been working on campaigns. This is nothing new. And I'm gonna tell you this. I don't care if I don't get on council. That just give me more time to continue what this is right here. You can't stop this, is what I'm telling you. Your best bet would be for you to work with all of us who's spending all of this energy and time to get what's due to us. We're not asking you for a favor. We demanding what's rightfully due to us. And there's nothing wrong with that. See, we didn't get off the plantation by being nice to massa and toning it down. We took our freedom. That's what we did. We took our freedom. And you know who was in the way? It wasn't the white people who were slave owners. You know who were in the way? People who look like us. Just like now. That's who's in the way. People sit up there on council and you give away all of our freedoms and opportunities, economic and political opportunities. So let's be real clear about how we got here. And let's be real clear about our circumstances. Let's understand that. It's because of those of you. I don't care about those of us on this side who don't get along or what. I don't care. If you fighting for the right thing, that's what you should continue to do. Don't stop allowing them to split us every which way that they can. Just like I said in that meeting yesterday, I don't care if we don't like each other. I just need y'all to join in on this meeting so we could get some of this money in the community. Because at the end of the day, it's too many of us who have been asking for these things and promises have been made that, oh, when we get the money, we're going to do this. And then they get the money and they do something else. But like I say, historically, everything that we had is because we had to take it. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. And I know some of you don't like that. Well, just calm down. No, you step up. Stop telling those of us who are out here and who outraged about it to calm down. You step up. Because see, let me be clear. This is just me. I'm not going to speak for nobody else who's in this work. I'll calm down if I know somebody else got this. You know what they don't notice about us? When it's somebody else on the front, a lot of times we'll stand back and just support that person. We will stand back and support that person. And it doesn't mean it's because, oh, we just being quiet. It's because they got this. And they saying how we feel. They're speaking to the issues and the solutions that we need to overcome. And all I'm saying to you is that I know for me, my campaign is about us overcoming together. We cannot keep staying in this position where we trying to chisel away at this brick wall. We're going to have to blow that joker up and go on through. We can't climb over it. We just need to tear it down, blow it up so we can get on through, period. But I'm telling you, people who have been oppressed, people who have been disenfranchised historically, do you think that the Jews have all that they have now by being nice about it? See, this media portrays Black people, oh, they angry. You be angry too. If somebody come in your doggone house that you done paid for, if somebody came into your doggone house, you done furnished it, you done painted it, decorated it, and then they just snatch it away. You be mad too. See, this is the problem that I have. It's always people asking us to tolerate something that they would never tolerate. They would never tolerate this type of treatment. Ever, never, 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 never. But they want us to, and they want us to be nice about it. We've been nice for too long. That's your problem. And so then when you have those of us who are saying we're not going to take it no more, and I'm sick of everybody talking about they are revolutionary. What are you, the quiet one? And we all don't have to approach everything the same way, but we do need to be unified about what our mission is. And also, we need to increase our standards and decrease our tolerance. Our tolerance, I keep telling you, exceeds our standards. And this is why we're in a predicament that we're in. We tolerate too much crap. It doesn't even make sense. We deserve better. We as a community, as a people, even those of you that some of us fight for, and you fight us to fight for you. But this is buffoonery. You got that old Miss Bernice up on a billboard. She couldn't even articulate to you what that statement means about being against proposal P. I want somebody to ask her. And she one of the seniors in the community. You just pop her up because she always willing to get a photo op and to go against her own community. How sad is that? Somebody who probably a great grandmother. And don't tell me nothing about not talking about our people. No, this is, it's unacceptable. This is how we get here. Because you still got our seniors shucking and jiving and chinning and grinning. And then we got some of the other ones who will tell you, baby, this has always been our problem. And they know it too. And I'm tired of dragging them out in the middle of the streets, because at some point they should just be able to advise us. But what I do know from that era, from the civil rights movement, even back from Harriet Tubman, I'm saying we didn't get any respect. We will never have any aspect of reparations if we don't demand it. And look at who y'all letting lead the reparations fight. You know, you gonna learn. You gonna learn. You gonna stop just letting black faces jump up and lead reparations. I'm gonna tell you who you're disrespecting. You're disrespecting our ancestors. You're disrespecting those who started the reparations movement here. You're disrespecting John Conyers. You're disrespecting Joanne Watson. You're disrespecting the brothers and sisters over there who are in the group for reparations. You're disrespecting them by supporting these people who are using the issue of reparations just for a media opt and just to get some money. Because you do know it's money in this. You do know that those who are keeping us oppressed, I'm just going to tell you how it goes, will fund certain people to get out here and pretend like they really for reparations. They don't even know the history of reparations. You know why I didn't take on a reparations fight and I just supported? See, this is what you need to know about me. I don't take on everything. It's because I know a little bit more than the bare minimum about reparations. Okay, I have some more studying to do to make sure that nobody is being disrespected, nobody is being pushed to the side. But you know why I don't lead it? Because we have others lead it who are bona fide experts in reparations, in the history of reparations, not just for our people overall across this country, but for the people in Detroit. They have been doing this work around reparations for years, for more than a decade. And I respect that. I respect that. I don't come out here trying to hijack nobody's work. But I want y'all to be careful. Stop being exploited by your own people. You can't just jump on something like that that's been in the works forever. And we have it in the charter. I just want to know how you support the charter and you're going to support a separate bill for reparations. Can somebody make that make sense to me? So are you saying that you really don't support the charter, or you really don't support this other bill that you tried? I just don't know. I just need somebody to tell me, how is this working here? And hell, I ain't seen Anita Bell at none of the reparations media things. Why is that? Anita Bell must think that this watered down, because you know she been hollering about reparations for a minute too. Now, why wouldn't she show up? She must not think it's authentic. And I'm just telling you, y'all have to be careful about letting people hijack our issues. I don't have any problem with people getting media attention so more people can know about these issues. That's not my problem. But if you're not sincere about this life, especially about reparations, like that 40 acres and a mule is real. We were promised that. But let's respect the people who really do this work. That's all on this one. We can't play with this one. This is not a game. Just like it's not a game, that we have people who are literally signing their rights away, their opportunities away. They're just signing them away because they want to sign on to leadership, so-called leadership, that's going to lead them down a rabbit hole. That's the problem. You can't have it both ways. I deal with some people who, listen, when it comes to politics, we are definitely diametrically opposed. And listen, I don't change. They know how I feel about this current administration. They know how I feel about bullcrap that they do. I tell them to their face. I do. And we could disagree about some of those things. Let me tell you where I draw the line. You talking about compromising the right to vote to our people. That's it. That's it. Because see, I can't support you when you're doing that and then turn around and tell people that they deserve better. See, this is what I'm talking about with these standards. We have to stop tolerating this. You can't keep telling people, oh, well, that's just a part of being grown. No. You know, like how when you're in a relationship and you just sometimes when you just have to tell this, now that's just too much. Now, this is what I'm going to tolerate. It might be mad for a minute and get over, and this is what I'm not going to take. So when somebody comes in and they try to strip you of your right to vote, see, this is the game. Well, this is only one part. No, when you try to strip us of our right to vote and suppress us from our right to vote, that's overall. Because once they get away with one part of it, it's a done deal. We revert backwards. That's just the way that it is. We can't tolerate that. We cannot tolerate that. And I want you to understand what it really means and what they're really trying to do. We got to do better. So today I got to go, y'all. So today at 3 o'clock, again, in Manugian Mansion, be there, bring an umbrella, do whatever you have to do. But let me get busy and see if I received a response so I can post. Oh, we still need Amy, do we still, no, was that Christine? Do we still need a flyer? Oh, Amy posted it for us. Okay, so we have the flyer for today, and let me get busy so I can post this, our resolution that we're going to send over today to the clerk's office and to the city council and to the mayor's office. And then we'll have a couple of copies for y'all today at the press conference. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. See you back here tomorrow at 8 o'clock.